Hi everyone, thanks for the birthday wishes. I wanted to share a really easy Mahseer fly to tie while you guys are at home quarantining during these very difficult times. This is something really easy you guys can rig up at home and take on your next trip. Even if you're not Mahseer fishing, these flies can get used for all kinds of fish. So what we basically need for this is some extra select craft, which is quite easy to get. Even in countries like India, Bhutan, Nepal, you guys can get that. The Gamakatsu B10S, which is a really standard grade hook, nice oversized dumble. What we're going to do is we're going to take some black. And the last thing I wanted to say is if you guys want to add some flash in there, you always can add some flash, any kind of flash. These master flies they have to be really simple. They're not that complicated because you're gonna lose a lot of flies when you go Golden Mahseer fly fishing. These are rugged riverbeds with rocks right behind you. As you cast, you won't even notice sometimes. You'll have lost a fly. A lot of these flies are. We also tie a flies quite heavy in to be able to get down in the water column when you're Golden Mahseer fly fishing. Um, I'm just adding a little bit of black in there just to get a nice prominent black tail. Again, I'm dressing it on a really small hook here. It's a size 4 hook, but you guys can size up all the way up. Mahseer eats snow trout, which are huge fish. So don't feel that your flies have to be small. Remember, uh, these fish have very strong, uh, very strong, very strong jaws, crushers. Uh, it's very normal on a trip to get your hooks bent and straightened out and all kinds of things to them. So good quality hooks are definitely a priority. I'm going to use a little Kenny Morris from Flywater Travel taught me this little trick, which is basically literally a safety pin to make a little dubbing loop in here to put some of that brown extra select craft in there. I'm going to leave the flash out for now. I'm just trying to make this fly really simple. You can improvise it with all kinds of things, what have you, even rabbit strips, cross strips, um, uh, deer hair. I kind of don't like using a lot of those fabrics because they tend to not sink as well. Extra select craft fur is just so nice, and it's a you know it's a great fabric. It doesn't prevent the fly from really not saying it's a great makes a great sinking fly. As per my standards, make sure that dumble is put on top of the hook, and that it is well tied. All these flies need to be really well tied because they're going to take a lot of beating in those Golden Mahseer rallies. I'm just going to come around with this dubbing loop. Just come around the neck of the fly. Again, guys, I'm just trying to make this really into really simple. Keep pulling those hair back, which is really the key in this fly. Here, if you have one of these things, you can just take out the hair. It's always helpful to just make the fly look a little less scruffy, but that's okay. Scruffy flies catch Golden Mahseer, so don't think your fly is not that pretty, and that's just a way of thinking. Trust me, when the fly is down the right water column, these fish are not that finicky as they seem. So here we go. Just pull the hair back. It's kind of like a Morris sculpin, really. It basically, but it just use extra select craft. Just it's easy to get in a lot of countries like India, Bhutan, Nepal, which have had issues with bird flu and all of that. I'm going to just quickly reach out here and use a little bit of water to just give this fly a little bit of profile to show you guys what we're, just to make sure we're. And of course, feel free to ask questions. There you go. That's your very simple Golden Mahseer fly, which is going to catch Golden Mahseer. You could even take it trout fishing. It's got a nice big hook on it. So nice big streamer. You can make it look as pretty as you want, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to be sharing lots more flies, tube flies, all kinds of Golden Mahseer flies that you guys can use in that part of the world. So definitely feel free to ask any questions and check us out at transformativetravel.ltd. That's my new company. I will be sharing lots of this information on there as well. Take care. Have a great rest of the quarantine. Hopefully, this thing will be over soon. Take care, guys. And thanks again for all the birthday wishes.